Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. To unfold a wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you'll discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life. Walk with determination, feel the fire.
I'm committed to the truth. I'm committed to myself. No less than honesty. I'll show you how. When life gets tough and the path seems rough, I'll shake things up. I'm not afraid to be tough. Brace yourself, it's not for the faint of heart. I promise to guide you, to play my part, to lead you to your best day ever. Together we'll be smart. No gloves today. It's time to be real. I'll kick your spiritual ass. It's part of the deal. Ready for transformation. Take my hand. Taste me, don't hesitate. I'm here for you, right from the start. For your best day ever, we'll make a chart. In the land where shadows dwell, truth is my solemn creed. Through the fog and dark abyss, I'll show the path you need. When the night is cold and long, and hope seems but a bluff, I'll stand firm against the dark, unyielding, strong and tough. Steel your soul for this quest, there's not the frail of heart. I vow to guide thee through the gloom, to play my destined part, to lead thee to thine epic fate, where legends are discovered. Whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead, no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars, and welcome on in. Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the Unknown Prophet. Now, I'm going to admit something. I'm trying to fix something in the background here, guys. So don't mind me. There's no such thing as a buy me lunch daily goal. So I know you guys are coming in here and asking a bunch of things. Give me 1 second. I'm just finishing something up real quick, guys. So thank you for your patience here. I know. Hurry up, hurry up. Thought I had more time. There, I don't know, that'll work. Okay, good. Now we got that back up. All right, back to rockin'. Position, you're in number 1 position there, Sanctuary. Let me turn up the music just a little bit for you all today. Okay, tell me, Sanctuary, how are the levels today? Are they high, too low? What are they at? How's the music first in chat? Okay, we'll get there. Help me with the music for a second. Is this a better level? Can we still hear me? And can we still hear everything I'm saying? Is the music too loud? Not loud enough? What do I need to know, guys? Okay, good. I'm just going to leave it there then. Let's get to your reading then, okay there, my brother? So, Sanctuary, you want some messages tonight automatically at 000? Just a little bit of guidance from those messages. You want to get some guidance for the message you received earlier this evening. And you're kind of looking for any guidance whatsoever that has to do with that. So, got you. Here we go. Let's find out. Let me do my cleansing shuffle first of all, because I didn't do one yet. Alright, and here are your 6 official shuffles. Oh, okay. See, like, I misunderstood, so that's why I thank you for correcting me. Okay, now I understand. So, you want to know if when it automatically sends tonight, what will be the emotional response to that message, right? Is she feeling the same way? So you want to know what the answer will be before she receives it today, because it's an automatic send thingy. Do I have it right now? Cleanse your cards off until you know. Tell me if that's right, because I want to give you the right reading, my brother. You are about to send a message, not have sent a message. It's a little loud for me. It's a little loud for me, but I'm going to turn it up for you guys. Hopefully it's still at the same. This is all the way up. This is about halfway. And then I just turned the volume all the way back up here. So I don't have to hear it as badly. And you guys can hear it all the way. So... Did I lose you, Sanctuary? Are you still with me? Sanctuary. Okay, good. So I just want to double check in to make sure I got it right. This time, what I want you to hear me say is, what you want to know is the message you are about to send. How will it be received? What will be the emotional response to the message you are about to send? Correct? If that is correct, say correct. I'm starting to shuffle your cards for you. It's the 6 and the 16. The cards will let me know what I need to hear anyway. 1, 2, 3 God cards, 4, 5, and 6. And then we have 16th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the 16th card is. And we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 God card message for you today. Okay, my sanctuary friend. So, what is going to be her emotional response to this thing you are going to be sending her? And clearly from the very get-go, it's going to set a new place in her heart, a new foundation she's starting to consider anyway. Are you the person who matches her weird jiggly pieces, okay? Because you are both very unique puzzle pieces, and sometimes you don't feel like you fit into anybody else's world but each other's world. The problem with that is sometimes you wonder whether it's, the grass is greener on the other side, your type is different, whatever the case may be, kind of a deal. But the way she's originally going to receive it, as she's going to see it as a starting point, a point to set down a new rules together, where we are going to set down new boundaries together, where we're going to build something together, kind of a deal. The Unison card is all about bringing two separate worlds together as one. So I believe that this message will be received the way you want it to, and bring your two worlds together as one. Learning how to enhance your music with her music. Learning how to share each other's journey rather than forcing your will and intent on her, and she forcing her will and intent on you. You're sharing each other's journey and walking that beautiful gray in between, or the symphony that the song that you will sing together will be. You must believe that the destiny and the dream that you have will come true, because this is all about self-imposing your own will on your own life and believing that the outcome you have foreseen will come true. And that's the most important part. You have to believe it with your whole heart that it's gonna come true. And it's gonna get bumpy, and you're gonna question it, and you want to give up on it. But I'm here to tell you, if you listen to both sides of the things that are talking to you in the inside here, both your side of the story, her side of the story, what you're emotionally going through, what she's emotionally going through, will come together. And then all that will be left for you to do is to enjoy what you get with her while you're with her. So I believe it will go into the happy category rather than the let's never talk about this again kind of category. In other words, it'll be well received with joy and happiness in their heart. Kind of I've been waiting to hear this from you for a while. I just didn't know if you saw that too, kind of a thing. And it's more about the finally, maybe we can start to enjoy our lives rather than fight against it. Maybe we should just give into it for a change, right? And it will be more about getting back around both of those communities that you've been a part of for a while, but now bringing those communities together. Your lives and her lives will merge together. So that means you're getting them back around those community people, the close-knit people from both of your tribes of people that you call your family, not the one you were born with, the family you chose. Those are your real families. As much as you love your birth family, they aren't always your real family sometimes. It's about getting around those people you trust implicitly, without a shadow of a doubt. That can be your parent, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. It's just about you getting back around and being around the people who brought you joy in the first place. Listening to their stories, them listening to their stories and your stories all around, so we can go back to home to enjoy our lives the way it's supposed to be once again. That is the answer to your question about the message you are about to send. Now we have the second part of your answer, which is a different answer, and I have miscounted. We have 5 God cards, not 4. I miscounted. We have 5 God cards, not 4. Now this is the message for you. I believe this will have everything to do with you and you alone. So, showing your God cards now. Alright, and here's what I want to tell you. Straight from your higher power's lips. Hey, I know what? I understand. And what I have to tell you from your higher power is this. That it's time to throw away those unused things that aren't serving you any purpose anymore. AKA bad habits, AKA bad talk, bad thinking, bad anything you're doing to yourself. It's time to move those into I need to recycle them and make them either my power source, or I need to turn them into something that will eventually lead to my regrowth and rebirth once again. AKA the compost pile. I like to say we need to take off those bad energies and put them into that compost pile so the earth can take care of the rest by decaying it and turning it into the dirt we need somewhere in the future. Those will be the things that we are planted in. Knowing that you are everything you need to be right now for your life, and they want to let you know you are doing a great job with it. Don't question it so much. Just live it, breathe it, and enjoy your life, because you are exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So don't ever give up on those dreams of yours. They're just taking a while to come true. Don't just give us one point of view. Open up your ideas and give us more than just an image, a postage stamp of what you want. Give us a broader view of what you want your life to look at. We're asking you for more information here so we can get the true reflection of who you are and want your life to be like. You have to start to see your reflection in the mirror as that in order to become it. You aren't broken. You aren't one or light piece or a dark piece. You're a combination of the two. Build a new future around the foundation in which you want to protect. You can protect this with a lot of things that keep you from doing the bad things, but don't forget to add those positive blocks of, I believe in myself, I'm empowering myself, I'm capable of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And now I have to build on that future and protect that. And what does that mean? Open communication, being open and honest, being there for her as much as she's there for me, having my own thing I'm going to do from time to time, trusting she's going to do her own thing and still love me. And then maybe we honestly love each other equally in return, which there's not a whole lot of a problem there. And last but not least, you have to be the best, most powerful team that's ever existed. That's what you need to build. And this last thing I think goes very far. If you're going to walk in sadness, that's what you will get. If you start to live in the happy that can be, because you are the sun in the sky. You shine through the clouds and break them apart, because you are the one in control of the sky of your world, not the sky is not in control of you. You are more powerful than you think you are. Shine through the bright parts of your life and clear those skies. Now that all means some one message to you. All of that might click the little wheels in there and make you go, oh, that's what it means. I'm not sure. I don't get in the way of those things. I let you and your God decide what that means. It wasn't hard to have a little bit more self-control either. When God starts flying, cards start flying like this after a reading, that doesn't count. But what I'm really... You don't have to, because I can already sense kind of what's in the message. Let me summarize for you. Let me see how good I am, in other words, okay? You know what you sent to the letters. Let's see how good I am. You value your time together more than anything. The time that you spent together has the deepest meaning. And her helping you come to be the man you are today, she helped you become that. She didn't do it for you. You were inspired by her somehow. And when the opportunity came for her to be by your side, when it seemed like it was the darkest, she was there, even though you were a complete, total dick. and you screwed up a tiny bit, but not so much you couldn't do something honorable about it, and you made up for it, and she already forgave you for it a long time ago, and the only thing that's been stopping you from committing to this in a more permanent way, aka taking it from friendship to lover, has been your own little guilt button that says, oh, I did a bad thing here, I can't ever be accepted and loved by this woman because of said thing. If she loves you in spite of that, doesn't that prove anything to you, buddy? Okay, if I've correctly summarized in so many words and then putting it in her hands as, I give you my heart if you want it kind of a deal, here it is, take it, and then the emotional things come out, and I'm not going to get into that, that's pure thing, okay? But then it kind of gets emotional at the end, so. Tell me how close I was. No. Okay. So, at least that's fair. At least I know, hey, 65% of it I got right. The other part, I didn't get so right. But I hope I got it enough right in your eyes to show you that I basically understood what you kind of wrote. So, like I said, thank you for helping me judge my powers, because I do like to do that from time to time to see that. No, out of 10, 7 out of 10? Okay, 7 out of 10. Okay, I can deal with that. I just want people to be honest, you know. I don't expect me to be all right all of the time. It's just that, well, when I get the words from most people, you're amazing, you're so on point, how do you know all of this stuff? Did we lose my feed for a second? Did we spot out for a second? Are we back now? I saw myself kind of glitch. So it was meant to, it was meant to be so. Exactly. And from what I'm feeling from this energy from both of you, it's been a long time coming, and it's kind of like you're both ready to let go of the past and embrace a brand new start. And that's what it will be. It's falling in love with your best friend, the worst thing that could happen to you. I wish 50% of the population had your problem, buddy. Because 50% wish they were you. They wish they had love at all, let alone love of their life, who's their best friend on top of it all. Yeah, I think you're both kind of just stuck in that. She has to let that last fig leaf fly so she returns back to her natural, beautiful state. So do you. You're dropping your last fig leaf off. No more things to hide behind. You see the whole me, the revealed me, even the parts that I might be ashamed of from time to time. And that's when love really sets in. And that's the kind of love I feel that this will turn into eventually. I'm not saying there won't be work to be done here, but I think that you both are willing to put in the work to do what it takes to make it be. Whenever you start seeing numbers like that in sequential, that's just your guides reaching out to you saying you're on the right track. Usually when you see numbers, especially when they're numbers like matching numbers like you say 19, 19, 2, 2, 23, 23, 12, 12, 13, 13, stuff like that. But when they become real synchronicity with your life, when they start showing up and they start giving you numbers you recognize, then you're really going to get into scary territory there. But that synchronicity is just to kind of show you you're noticing the pattern. You're noticing something and starting to do a different decision because those patterns are showing you that you are skipping out of the pattern because you've noticed the pattern. Does that make sense to you? And that's just basic, basic common physics sense, that no, even though energy never ends, it does transform and become something different. It does recycle, energy recycles. It goes from a positive state to a negative state. That's the only way it can charge. But there's that in-between moment that no one likes to talk about, between the exchange of negative and positive. And we've already figured out a lot of this shit we've already had just because of magnetism. So there's a lot more out there for us that we don't even know. Yeah, and when I was starting to meet my one true love, I would see a lot of ones, okay, like 11, 11, 1 o'clock, 11, 11, 1, 11, stuff like that. A lot of ones would show up around for me, but one was a very significant number for me. It was my magical name. Unison was the combination of two different worlds coming together to be one person. So when I start seeing a bunch of ones, and this crazy woman keeps flirting with me, and I'm wondering why, and then I finally figure out she likes me, and I'm like, duh, dumb man. And then I have to go, oh, wait, pretty girl who finally flirting with me. I haven't had a whole lot of women flirt with me in my life, so I don't know what that looks like. Yeah, so, up until that point, she was the only one who ever actually flirted with me and wanted me the way I would flirt with other women. So, I had to take off my blinder rose colored glasses and start seeing a beautiful soul that was staring in front of me. I'm glad I took the chance that I took, because I am the happiest 18 years of marriage I've ever had in my life. We've had our bumps in the roads, but I'll tell you, those bumps, without them, I don't think we are as strong of a couple today, because we went through those things together. And it was that brought us closest together. It wasn't the good times. It was making it through the bad, discovering we had a power that we couldn't explain, that we couldn't even fathom. We gave it a name. We celebrate that day every year for ourselves, And just finishing up, Valerie, and then I'll be right with you, okay? But and just want to kind of let you know that I kind of feel that the similar story is happening with you. Everything's waking up, and you're finally coming out of the pan and plating the food that you've prepared for one another. And now you're both looking at what you've prepared for each other and going, yummy, want some of me of that. Oh, yours tastes really good. Oh, yours tastes really good. You can get where that goes after there. Food fight extraordinaire. Okay? Hey, you want to know what's coming up the next 2 weeks? Let's find out, Valerie. What are you going to expect for the next 2 weeks? Cleansing shuffle in effect. Cleansing shuffle in effect. And now your 10 official shuffles. 1, 2, God card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's too many, but let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too many. And we were almost to the end. There were 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and now the 30 cards. Okay, that's fair. I'll see how good I am, because I like to test it from time to time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and the 30th card is now on top, my friend, Valerie. Ooty. We're going to go through some stuff here, Valerie. But I think it's been a long time coming for you, honestly. Next week might not be fun, Valerie, but it will be critical in the woman you want to be. I don't like to give these kind of readings, but when they're necessary, they're necessary. And it's time to work on self, and we have to learn to do something a new, different way. As much as we want other things to happen in life, the next 2 weeks will be this. It's time to let go of all the past guilt, of every mistake you think you've ever made, of everything you've ever done wrong, and forgive yourself completely for all of it. To let go of the guilt of becoming a successful person somewhere in the future. and overcoming all those who are now your friends. You have to get over yourself and remind yourself you're doing this for you, not for them, not for anybody else but you. It's time to let go of your future guilt of what you will and will not get, and let go of the past guilt. And we know this is something we have been trying to deal with a lot lately. It's time to let it go, or the next time we go through this in our lifetime, and this is their warning to you, if you go through this cycle anymore, we're going to teach you one more hard lesson, and if you don't hear us, we give up. You're going to live that way until you can believe it can be better. So learn your lesson this time, pick up yourself, and start to make new rules and to follow new ways of doing things. Learn from the lesson of the life that's been taught you up to this point. What will make Valerie happy? Those weren't the things that made Valerie happy. Now what will do that? And teaching yourself how to love yourself again will be the next 2 weeks of learning how to say, I love me to me again. And then in that future, that last couple of days, you'll start to re-emerge as this beautiful butterfly like out of a cocoon. Like you went into the cocoon, you had the transformation, and now you come out a beautiful butterfly, but you have to protect that butterfly. That protection bubble that you have to put on yourself, whether it's your faith that is that bubble, your self-empowerment that is that bubble, a combination of everything you could ever believe in, I don't care. It's got to be the most powerful force in your life that protects you. This energy bubble, pretend you're walking around in a bubble that can't be burst. And just imagine whatever element that you find, any kind of weather you love. If it's sunshine, imagine sunshine surrounding you. If it's thunderstorms around it, remind you of thunderstorms. Whatever makes you feel strong and powerful. That's what you want to imagine in that bubble. And nothing can break that bubble unless you pop it from the inside, not the other way around. Putting that bubble back on yourself will be essential. Putting this positive shield back on yourself and walking away from the negative shield so that you can finally let all of it go and decay into now becoming nutrient, new, fertile land. So let me say it again because I know you're listening. You are decaying. For a reason, you are losing something. For a reason, you are feeling this way. For a reason, all of this must be honored in the time it takes to decay an apple. Okay? You leave an apple out in the middle of your yard somewhere where it's got lots of green surrounding it, and watch how long it takes for that apple to become dirt. That's what I'm talking about. Because we had to start to let this stuff out of our life so it couldn't seep back in any longer. Then we understood it's not going anywhere. I have to transform this shit from one pile of shit to beautiful pile of shit. Okay? And I say that with all due respect, from one pile of shit to a beautiful pile of shit is exactly what we need to do. To be honest with you, they're wanting to say this to you. You know it. I know it. We have some things to let go of. Maybe the guilt is the thing we need to let go of. Maybe it's the lesson and saying to ourselves, I don't need to learn this goddamn lesson anymore. Fuck you. Here I was what I'm going to do and here's how I'm going to live my life. Maybe that's all they're really waiting for. And then to put on that personal bubble again that can protect you from all of this damage, from all of this negativity, from any and all things. If you don't believe it can work, it will not work. Learn your lesson. Learn it well, or we will teach you in the very, very hardest way possible. Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. And here we are again with the cards popping out with a rare 5 again for you. Even though it looked like 4, one of the cards stuck together. You know what you're going to hear right now, huh? Do you really? Are you listening? Are you ready to listen? Because this comes from your higher power, Valerie. And I really want you to hear their words on top of what I've told you as a spiritual guide and conduit. It's time to fill your own damn piggy bank. You are picking up the kinds of things you want in your life, aka your coins of change. You need to bend it down, decide which one to carry with you, and enhance your life, filling the goddamn holes you put there in the goddamn first place. Then taking the materials that have been healed and shaping them into what you want them to be. Because we need you to do part of the work. Actually, we need you to do all of the work. We can't do it for you. If we could have done that by now, don't you think we would have played Jump in Your Body and Live Your Life for you game? Oh, guess what? You're not a possessed person. Oh, you're not cursed. Guess what? You aren't even got some karmic bad debts on the table. You have more positive karma coming your way than negative karma coming your way. You just haven't shaped it into what you really want yet. It's time to move out the old, ugly furniture that you used to be comfortable with, aka those depressive thoughts about beating up on myself and all the times I say all these hate negative comments about me have to stop. All of this stuff that used to drive me crazy up a wall, I have to say there's nothing I can do anything about those things and make them stop. Then I have to remind myself that there are certain things medically I can do, mentally I can do, and spiritually I can do. Just reminding us that it might be time to move out some old, ugly furniture out of that cage you like to live in. If you're not willing to move out of the cage, at least move the furniture out so you can get brand new furniture to sit on. It's time to open up and start to communicate what you actually want. Because we're confused. You aren't communicating what you want in a physical way, a mental way, and a spiritual way. That's what we want from you. A detailed, communicative message that you understand that you have to give up something to get this, aka all of your bad habits have to be on the chopping block. Everything you don't like about yourself has to be on the chopping block. Everything before the day you say, I want a new life, is on the chopping block. And you have to communicate what you actually want, because you're confused too about what you actually want. So say these words with me. What will actually make me happy? What will actually make me feel fulfilled? What will actually drive me and make me have purpose? How will I carve my own damn fate and destiny into the sands of time? With my last and final message to you from all the mothers of the world, I'm just going to give it to you straight. There are only 3 things I need to tell you. And you need to hear me with this. I need you to hear me. Because this is God. Not me, Joshua. Your God speaking to you. Please know that I have given you power. Great, beautiful power. You must believe in that power and that strength that I gave you. You must believe you hold it in the very palm of your hands, in the very palm of your heart, in the very palm of your soul. Know that you have the power. Number 2, young lady, you are loved. Don't say you aren't loved anymore, because you hurt me every time you say that to me. You are loved. You are loved by more people than you could ever possibly imagine, in fact. You have no idea the amount of joy you brought others. The good karma coming your way may take a while to balance, but trust me, girl, it's a coming your way. And last but not least, and I gotta say this one a little forcefully, it's time to carve your own damn destiny already. Stop asking us what to do and show us what you can do. End of story. Butt kick officially over, Valerie. And that's what's awaiting for you this next 2 weeks. But you got to want to go through it too. You can't fight against it. And it's time. It's time to finally fix it, Valerie. It's finally time. If this is the time to do it, this is the time to do it. This is the moment to do it. If you don't like that other person you were, then what the fuck are you waiting for? Become the new person you've always waited to be. The only person holding you back from being that is that old life. You just simply go, I don't need it anymore. What will make me the most happiest, most fulfilled person I could ever be? It took me a cat to show me what happy was like. Do you want to hear my cat happy story? To give you that last little moment for you today? I was sitting right here. We used to have a cat tree that sat right about here, okay, where my hand is at, right? And we had another cat named Ariane Road, a female kitty cat that we had before baby Lucifer came along. We got Lucifer because we lost Ari. Now, baby Ari was one of the most shyest kitties and didn't want to be around me a whole lot. She liked my wife a lot more than she liked me. Not that she wouldn't come say hi to me and love me. It was just a very rare thing for her to do. In fact, that was how I knew she was dying, was because she finally sat on my chest and was trying to tell me, Papa, I'm in pain. You know? And then we realized how serious it really was. You know? But, hey. The story goes, though, that I was sitting right here, though, feeling very horrible about my life and and asking myself, what the fuck was gonna make me goddamn happy already? And for the first time, she crawled up into that cat tree. She laid in the sun on her belly, and she was just belly up, basking in the sun like she was the happiest kitty cat in the whole wide world. Now, I don't know what drove me to do this next part, but something in me said, there's a belly, I must squish it. So I put my hand up in here, and I start doing this, because something inside of me, because I'm a weird cat, just like my weird cats are weird, I go, squish the kitty, squish, squish, squish the kitty, squish the kitty, squish, squish, squish the kitty. And she must have loved every last second of it, because the more aggressive I went with the squish the kitty sound, the more she would roll around and flop around and want her belly to be rubbed even that much more. And I said to myself, now why can't I be that fucking happy? And I said, well, why can't I? Because I wouldn't let myself be. What did she do I wasn't doing? She loved me unconditionally. She trusted me unconditionally, just like I needed to trust my higher power unconditionally and love them unconditionally. When I finally did that, my transformation really did start to begin. And then I did all the hard work. I lost the big weight. I was at one point 400, almost 500 pounds in weight. 525, I think, was my highest weight to date. I now weigh only 370. So I did drop a lot of weight down, about half of what I originally had. And then I went and got the mental help I needed. I went and saw a therapist for a full year, working out on all of these issues that had ever plagued me. I was either going to finally determine what I needed to do to fix these things and get these out of my head so they didn't keep determining me to live this bad future anymore. And they gave me a lot of good tools, and they were helpful for me to relearn and re-go through again, because I had forgotten a lot of them when I was a younger boy and did them a lot more regularly. And last but not least, it was that last thing I said to you. I had to stop and really look at my life and say, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I'm not living the life I want to live. How do I go live my best day ever every single day so that I can die happy every single day? That's my only goal. Every day I wake up, it's my best day ever, because today could be my worst day, yeah. But if today is my last day ever, I'm going to die the happiest man I've ever died in my life. I'm not going to die miserable and sad and angry at the world any longer. I'm going to do what it takes to be a better person. So I went and got that help. And then I got in touch with my gods and my guides. And I started to redo and get taught by them how to love myself the last little bit. And then became the unknown prophet. And thus became the one who did readings now. And I've been doing them for 2 years now almost. That first year was a different thing I did. So. And that is my claim to fame, guys. I'm not an expert in anything. I have lived through my life through learning everything I've ever had to learn. I've had to learn on my own, do it myself. I had to be the kind of person who could adapt and change to any situation, because if I didn't, things would go badly. I had to be the great and powerful magician at times, and I was at times the worst, lowest person on earth. At least in my mind, I was. I was bullied constantly in school. I hated myself so much, I tried to kill myself 7 different times. Before I finally said, fuck it, they're just not going to take me already. That was basically, it was my last time, and telling to tell you. And learning how to love myself, find faith again, realize the woman I was in love with was just using me and wasn't really in love with me, and the only reason I was around in her life was because I was her pocketbook. Took me too long to realize it. Oh well, I gave my heart to the wrong person, but I married the right one now, and that one lasted a hell of a lot longer than the other one did, so. And that one's been better. I worked. So love, loved and lived, never found out what it would be like. Unfortunately, I'm glad it worked out the way it did, fortunately for me, so. I had teachers telling me I was stupid, that I would never amount to a damn thing, that I'd work a fast food job the rest of my life. That's how much my teachers believed in me, and those were special education teachers telling me that. Of course, they told most of us that. It was a standard. Oh, we'll probably end up working at a McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that most of my life. I exceeded Burger King. I went through Burger King, became a manager. Went through Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Wendy's. I was president of my own company for 2 years. I wrote 3 books. I've created at least 25 to 50 art pieces of artwork in combination of every medium I've ever done it out of. I've usually given away more gifts than I've asked for in return. That means I've been more of a giving man than a taker. If I did steal in my life, it was always to nourish myself or feed myself or my family, never to be stealing just because of want. It was always out of a need. I was homeless for 3 months once. Really taught me and woke me up. Had a single mom who grew up without a father, who barely knew his father growing up. Now I know my father very well, but didn't always know him in the very beginning. You know, she was an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. So you can imagine the problems I had for being the only older responsible one, feeling like I had to be dad for my younger brother Benjamin, who did not live his life very well. People keep telling me, you should make your story a movie. It sounds like a TV movie. It kind of is in my own mind. I talk to an invisible audience every day and go, this is the reality TV show I'm on. Hi, guys. This is you. And then I go back to reality and realize that you're the only ones I'm really talking to here. You know, the invisible people on an imaginary TV screen who don't really exist. I think it's kind of funny. Come on, you have to admit, every once in a while you feel like someone's watching you, and sometimes you just feel like you need to turn to the audience and say, well, folks, I'm fourth walling this bitch. I fourth walled before fourth walled was a thing. I had no choice. I walked in the walls of that crap, so. Yeah, really, I've been through all of that. Yeah. I fell in love with a woman who couldn't love me back. I was cheated on four or five times by other women who cheated on me, not the other way around. Usually it's the man who cheats on the woman. No, every woman I ever dated up to my wife cheated on me. The girl I was with before doesn't count because she was never with me. I wanted her to be with me, but she didn't want anything to do with me. Ha! You get the life you live. I'm happy. The life I'm living. No. I was telling a friend of mine earlier today that you have to write your epic love story. That real good, honest relationships take time, they take work, they take patience, they take love, they take a lot of different things. But if you ever think you stop working once you're in that relationship, you're dead wrong. That relationship is always a work in progress. The moment you stop working on it and start believing that's what you need to do to keep your relationship healthy is the moment it starts to fail, folks. You know, communication breaks down, your relationship fails. Not trusting one another, communication fails. And trust is broken. I could go on, but same thing. You don't have your own thing that you can go do, that you feel like you're controlled by this other person. No one wants to feel like that. No one wants to feel controlled. I want to share my journey with you, not you be my overlord. Okay? I don't need an abuser here. I don't want an abuser here. No one wants an abuser. How we fall into those traps sometimes is a lot of self-hatred and what we believe we deserve, unfortunately. And then, believing you are the most powerful force in the universe. You both got to take that time for one another and really understand the fullness of them. The fullness of them. The good, the bad, the uglies. And love them in spite of everything else. I know there are some things people can't accept in this world, but when it comes to love, you don't see those things. All you see is the person that you love staring back at you. Those other things are just something they did once upon a time. Yeah, that might mean certain things for you in your life, but that's you in your life then. Those are your choices. You still choose to be with that person. And if you do, it won't matter if you're on the run or not on the run. If you're in love, on the run, you're having fun, who cares? The world can take care of itself, can't it? I mean, humanity will go somewhere before the earth ever does. So I like George Carlin's take on the worldview. The world will just shake us off like so many fleas because we are literally going to be here that long in comparison to everything else that's been here. Like a tree has been here, will survive longer than a human life. Okay, when you've lived a life of a tree, come talk to me. Then you can actually say you've seen what the world has endured. You have to be a strong motherfucker to endure as a tree. Those things live for thousands and thousands of years. They don't live just little time, They can live millions of years. Let's put some music back on, huh? I wish these songs had turned out a little bit longer. But every time that I try to extend any of these songs, they never seem to work out the way that I want them to. So they don't add the same melody or anything to it. And you think if you say, listen to this song, and then go off of that song, it should finish with the same melody and everything. It doesn't. So it's kind of like you get this, it's almost like a snippet of a song, not of the whole song. Well, we're back to listening to some of that, and I'm gonna go say hi to somebody else here real quick.
Hidden from sight, with ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see.
You're welcome, Valerie. I wish you the best.
Like a river to the sea, welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. To unfold a wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life.
Well, the answer is no.
Walk with determination, feel the fire.
I'm committed to the truth. That's my solemn vow. No less than honesty. I'll show you how. When life gets tough and the path seems rough, I'll shake things up. I'm not afraid to be tough. Brace yourself, it's not for the faint of heart. I promise to guide you, to play my part, to lead you to your best day ever. Together we'll be smart. No gloves today. It's time to be real. I'll kick your spiritual ass. It's part of the deal. Ready for transformation. Take my hand. Time is ready. Don't hesitate. Embrace the growth. It's never too late. heart. I'm here for you right from the start. For your best day ever, we'll make a chart. In the land where shadows dwell, truth is my solemn creed. Through the fog and dark abyss, I'll show the path you need. When the night is cold and long, and hope seems but a bluff, I'll stand firm against the dark, unyielding, strong and tough. Steal your soul for this quest, there's not the frail of heart. I vow to guide thee through the gloom, to play my destined part, to lead thee to thine epic fate, where legends are discovered. Together we shall conquer fears, our spirits tightly covered. Cast aside the shielding guise, let's face our fates unveiled. I'll challenge thy inner demons until the lights prevail. Art thou ready for rebirth? Grasp my hand, make thy stand. You will ascend in spirit's light as by the fire with brand. Steal your soul for this quest, there's not the frail of heart. I vow to guide thee through the gloom, to play my destined part, to lead thee to thine epic fate, where legends are discovered. Together we shall conquer fears, our spirits tightly covered. Cast aside the shielding guise, embark upon this hallowed trek. Let not thy courage reign. Embrace the trials, forge ahead. In loss there's much to gain. We'll tread
In the land where shadows dwell, truth is my solemn creed. Through the fog and dark abyss, I'll show the path you need. When the night is cold and long and hope seems but a bluff, I'll stand firm against the dark, unyielding, and tough. Steal your soul for this quest, spares not the frail of heart. I vow to guide thee through the gloom, to play my destined part.
Step into the flames, gotta face my fears. Burning hot, but I won't shed no tears. Every step I take, I'm feeling higher. Walking through the fire, I'm on fire. Burning bridges, blazing through the night, no fear. I'ma shine like a star so bright. The heat is on, but I won't back down. I'ma keep on walking, gonna wear that crown. In the midst of chaos, I find my way. Every obstacle I'ma slay it. Okay, no matter how hard, I won't lose my desire. Walking through the fire, I'm on fire.
in the depths of the unknown. I wander alone through the darkest nights where the shadows are thrown. Breaking free from this spell, to find my way back to the void of the unknown, where there's no turning back. In the bed of light I lay and dream. In this journey of mine, I start to redeem through the night.
Hey Valerie, just give me a second. I was finishing up something in the background here. Alright. Let's go. I will get your reading here. Go ahead, Valerie. What do you want to know? Come on now. You're supposed to delete. I have to fix it later.
And dreams will last.
Oh, ethereal purple flame. You
Okay, let's find out here.
greatest, highest level of myself as I step
You okay?
through the door. I find the power of all that is by God.
I'm cleansing them off, so they're going to give you the really harsh truth. Ready, right? Ready to learn once and for all, if you are able to or not? Even if that means I'm going to cry a lot. Okay, if you're willing and you're ready, then we're really willing to do it for you. Let's find out what they got to say to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God card. 6 and 7. And the 12th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the 12th card on top, you have a 1 God card message. Make sure there's no stickies. Okay. Are you able to get out of the friend zone? You're ready for the honest, brutal truth, which you always already know you're going to get that here, right? So, okay, I was trying to turn this music down or turn it off for a bit because I want some quiet time for this one here. So, moving on to the reading that I need to give you here. Are you able to get out of this friend zone? The problem is they can't see you as anything other than what they're seeing you as because that's all you've ever presented yourself as. AKA, they see you as a best friend because you present yourself as a best friend, not as a soulmate, not as someone they can fall in love with, because you've never shown them any of those affections. They don't understand because they've never seen anything else other from that I want to be friends attitude from you. So the answer to the question is you've been showing what you truly want from this person all along. I don't know if you're truly understanding that maybe you want to be in the friend zone too. That you just want to be done with the trying to fall in love and just accept him for the friend he is. But you're only showing one image at a time here when he needs to see the whole big picture of you in order to make any kind of real judgment. So you have to ask yourself, am I really willing to share the real me the part of me he doesn't see, the part of me I have been unwilling to share with him yet. Because that's the thing, that's the crux of the matter is he doesn't know you. As much as he knows you, he doesn't know you. You know what I'm saying? This will, however, be a path where you're just going to have to enjoy being with them as long as you are with them. I'm not saying you won't become something in the future, but for right now, lay in the lazy river and hold his hand until it becomes something else. You don't have to make it be anything right now. Defining it isn't going to change anything. It's still going to be the same relationship you've always had. Nothing's going to change except for maybe some smoochy time and some humpy time. Hey, yeah, person, love you too. Yep, no baby face anymore. And that's what you really want to show him. The real reflection. And you've seen his true reflection. He's been showing you his true reflection. What is that trying to tell you something here? Because he's been throwing you the best friend vibes because that's all he really sees him being reflected as. I think if you change the script a little bit and maybe let him know there's some feelings there, there might be opportunity for there to be growing times together. But you have to be willing to take the risk. Can you still be friends if the answer is no? Can you really, truly still be his friend if the answer is no? Then go ask him. And it's not going to matter. Because if he's really your best friend, he won't change a damn thing. He'll go, oh, isn't that cute? I love you too. You know, you won't take it seriously. But he'll take it seriously. If he takes it seriously, then that's a whole new conversation you need to have with your partner, not me. How long are you going to stare at the other pretty marbles and go, maybe I want some of that? Or maybe the one that's been staring you right in front of your face this whole time is the pretty marble. You need to go grab in that jar, take it out of the jar and go, ooh, want me some of that? Because I think that's all it's really taking. You have to go in the cookie jar and grab a cookie. Oh, enjoy your cookie, please. Go enjoy your cookie. That's the basic. Will it get out of the friend zone? I think there's a possibility to do so as long as we can change the image of what it truly is right now. That means risking something and hoping that they can risk their heart too. I think it will be an easier trip if you do it in a nice, easy way, just allowing it to happen and sharing those feelings may be the start, but not expecting it to be something instantaneous either. Might have to grow into it. We have to see who each other really are first before we can say, I want to be with that person. Seeing the real reflection of who they are will open up the big picture to us. If I contemplate this decision any longer, I will lose it. End of story. God has one last final thing to say to you too. Listen to your inner voices. They are telling you exactly what you should be doing right now. They are screaming at you to do something right now. What the fuck are you waiting for? We gave you the answer. Wield the magic and wheel those womanly wiles of yours around and show that bad boy how much of a meaty steak you are. You know, some guys really do like it when the lioness chases them. I think he's one of those kind of guys. He's waiting for his lioness to capture him. Be a lioness. Come over here. You know, I think you've gotten close enough to this guy where I think if you genuinely went up to him, looked him soulfully in the eyes, put your hands in there and goes, listen here, you dummy. I love your ass. And gave him the biggest smooch of your life. I think that would be enough to wake his ass up. For him to go, oh, wait, you do? Gee, I wish you had told me earlier, will be the words most likely out of his mouth. Oh. I felt this far away for a while. I really didn't think there was anything there. I thought we were always just going to be friends because that's all you could ever see me as. I think it's that. I think you know that you're. Let me ask you one last question, Valerie. Is this the easiest relationship you've ever been up to into at this point, as far as a relationship goes, in any kind of relationship? Hasn't this been the easiest thing? Doesn't it feel like the rightest thing that's ever happened to you? The only thing stopping you from happiness is you. It doesn't take the man to ask him out. My wife asked her to marry her. Okay? My wife asked me to marry her. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to get a big male ego-y strokey moment over my wife wanting to say she loved me. You don't want to know how my wife proposed to me? She didn't propose with anything. Not a ring, not a promise, not nothing. Just she got down on one knee, told me how much she loved me, wanted to spend the rest of my life. No ring in hand, no nothing. She says, but I give you my soul. That's what she gave me that day. She gave me her soul. Well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to deal with his big, dumb ego. If you're going to love the man, you better learn to love that big, dumb ego. And maybe he gets that ego knocked down a little bit when he finally realizes his life's not so perfect after all. And maybe you're there for that time for him. I love it when the universe just tells you exactly what has been telling you the truth. You have to be okay with all of his flaws. You can't be not okay with some of his flaws. You're going to look at that flaw one day and go, yeah, my wife can be a stubborn, annoying person who doesn't want to move from time to time, but I wouldn't change her for anything in the entire universe. I wouldn't change this woman for nothing. Nothing would make me want to change a single thing about her. She is perfect in every single way. She's perfect because she was born that way. He was born this way. It's just a healthy ego. You sometimes take it as a big ego. Well, it's just I'm proud of who I am. You know, he's just proud of who he is, what he's done, what he's accomplished. I mean, he should be. You know, why can't you be proud with him and share his glory and go, you are the man. You know what? You are the man. Would you like your booby prize now? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Congratulations, soldier. You've won the war. And guess what? I'm your welcome home party. I don't know which way, kinky, your way you like to do it there. Whatever feminine wiles you have to flirt on them. I think you need to turn them on a little higher blast there. Maybe it's the blinders in the eyes. I can't see you yet, but once you go, oh, boobies or something like that. Okay, men are very, very, yeah. We are very boob or body part eccentric. We go first for what we like to see. Then we go, does it taste right in our mouths? And then we go, do I want to keep this thing or not? And I can say I like yes, all of those things. I'm willing to bet if you asked him the same questions after all is revealed, of how he's been feeling for a while now, I bet he's pretty much on the same level as you are with all the things and wanting there to be more, but didn't know there was something there to be had. That's really what I believe will happen. You'll have to let me know if that's what happens or not. If the worst thing happens is that you stay in love with your best friend, okay, don't be in love with your best friend. Let him be your best friend. Don't be in love with your best friend, but love your best friend. I hope you understand, you know. If he does, for some reason, that's free will, that's all in, he's just not ready for it kind of a thing yet, that probably would be the only thing I think he says other than I want to be with you, is I need to have more time, you know, to fix myself the way I want to be fixed. It's really is a him thing, not a you thingy. Okay? Yeah, well, my wife is stubborn at times. She doesn't like to do things that she doesn't want to do. She's very headstrong. She has a very intelligent mind, but she's very down on herself about some of the things that she's been through in her life. Just like I've been through down on myself for the things I've been through in my life. She's got her old bad tapes. I have my old bad tapes. And there's a lot to love there. But there's a lot of damage that has been done before either of us met one another. And loving that part of another person isn't easy. But that's the point. You love them even though they have gone through those things. And there's nothing my wife has gone through that I can't say I love her still for. There's nothing in her background that would cause me to go, oh, I married a murderer or something strange like that. Or some weird 18-year-old mind trip I've been in. Or maybe I'm really in the psych ward and you are my psychologist and I'm just speaking to you. You know what I'm just saying? And I'm telling you that the moment I stopped questioning it, and picked my eyes up off from the ground to where she was at and actually saw this beautiful soul saying I love you back to me. And that's what I had to fall in love with her soul, not her body, you know, because we both admit we were looking for a certain style of person, aka maybe a tiny bit skinnier than we were at the moment, but we saw through the weight and saw the soul that was there. And yes, there were things we had to work through and get through, but it took 18 years of working together as a team, overcoming every battle, every obstacle. It was about the things that we didn't go through as much as the things we had to go through together, things that were our own separate things from time to time. My wife almost left me once because she didn't know how to fix my sadness anymore, you know? And she just didn't know if there was anything else she could do to help me with my journey. And she thought she was the problem. And I had said some pretty mean things. There was a time I didn't think our marriage was going to last. But it lasted a short bit, and then we got back onto it and started to make better communication tools and things that we had to start doing. It was one of the worst times of our lives, I'm not going to lie. That 2 years we spent in Florida was not fun for either of us. It's where I gained all of my medical problems. Or because I lived down there. I truly believe to this day. But she was a woman who had already been through cancer. I mean, she had to have her plumbing taken out. We couldn't have children. She was a cancer as a survivor. There's always a chance your cancer can come back, even when they take out everything out of the plumbing. And it did come back to her a little bit in the future because we had to have her ovaries removed because there were too many cysts growing on them from time to time. So we couldn't have kids. We thought about adopting. Instead of adopting, we tried the insemination thingy. Me and a lovely lady who I won't name decided to try to start a family with Beth's permission, not using her eggs because her eggs were already gone at this point. So it was going to be a me and her child, but me and my wife were going to raise that child together with her as a triple family. That's how close we felt we were to this woman at one time. So we did try. It didn't work. I was the one I have a lot of ED issues. I won't get into it that much, but just know I couldn't provide enough of the gravy in order to make the eggs, okay? Go poofy, poofy, poofy. We battled through wondering for a full year, mind you, at the time we met, wondering for a full year if we actually deserved the person who was staring us in front of the face, because we did believe we were still very broken, damaged people. We had to start to learn to love ourselves, but love each other for those differences too. We learned to love ourselves through the other person, basically. So, and then by the time the year end rolls around, we both want to get married so fast, it's not funny, you know. And then she beat me to the punch by hours, literally. Literally by hours, she beat me. If she hadn't asked me that day, I would have bent down on one knee without a ring myself and asked her. You know, I said, fuck it. I'm just going to give her my soul. See if she says yes to that. So, you know, it hasn't been easy. We had to work through our relationship issues. We had to learn how to listen to one another. We had to learn how to communicate with one another. We had to learn how to not to hide even the most painful things from one another and tell each other when we were really hurting and in pain and when we felt the other person was being mean or cruel to us even. You know? And being okay with sharing that kind of information constantly when every day you're sharing the goods and bads with each other every single day. You know? Why not? Don't take them to a chick flick. Take them to a semi-action romance thingy or whatever, but make it a you and him thingy that brings you both to an emotional place, but also an exciting place. Maybe go see what's out right now. That's really cool. That could be fun. You know, you both like, you know, your interests. Go figure out what you guys like to do together. Well, there you go. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what your tastes are and aren't. That's a personally private thing that you deserve to have your opinion on. I'm not going to say which are good or bad. They can both have their goods and bads. You know, your chick flicks can be good or bad if they're decently done. Like my favorite chick flick of all time is Ever After as a good example. My worst chick flick vibe was when like when Harry Met Sally. Worst chick flick vibe ever. Funny, yes, but worst chick flick vibe ever. And then we get to the other part of it, which is the mad, passionate, crazy kind of romance that doesn't make any sense, which is more on reality than fantasy. They're not all these storybook things that happen in these movies, people. I wish they happened like that, but that's very rarely how it happens. Boy doesn't see girl, girl doesn't see boy. They both don't go, oh, I love you instantly. I lust you instantly. Uh-huh. Yeah. No. Love grows over time. It takes patience. It takes work. It takes being honest. It takes being open. It takes sharing each other's journey and not imposing your journey onto them. Being the ultimate team when you come together and loving each other so much it hurts. Never going to bed angry and always saying I love you, or at least if you're gonna go to bed angry, make sure you got it all out and say I still love you, and we'll talk about this another day, which is tomorrow. And you don't let it build up. You just don't. Those are the ways me and my wife have made it through 18 years of marriage. Those are the keys that helped me and my wife. I don't know if those will work for everybody, but it seems like pretty good information to give most people, because that's what I hear from most relationship experts anyway, are those kind of general keys. Well, then it's just a matter of accepting each other for who each other is then, isn't it? You've already got all of the groundwork done. Like I said, would be the easiest relationship to move from friendship to another thingy. It wouldn't be that hard to see it happening like that. You can actually see it being a very, very easy transition from best friends to lover. You know, and though you just keep questioning it because you don't think some part of you isn't worthy of what he has to offer, even with the big ego. Even with the other 5 annoying things he does that we don't tell anybody about. Even with the darkest secret we know of him, we still love him. And we know he does on some level in return because of the best friend thingy. So what's stopping you from making it a permanent thingy? Asking a question, how do you feel about me? That's what stops you. How do you feel about me? Because it's not about how you feel about him. It's how he feels about you. You know how you feel. You got to find out how he feels about you. But you got to share how you feel to find out how he feels. A double-bladed sword is not an effective enough of an analogy for you. It's like a six-sided sword. You know, it doesn't matter which way you turn it. You're going to get cut. But that cut decides that it's only one cut and that damage will heal over time. One cut does not mean you are damaged forever. One cut means you had an oopsie, we corrected the oopsie, we moved forward from the oopsie. And get over your both get over yourself about being the most important person in the relationship, because the only person who's the most important person will be number 3, the one that you combine together. Maybe one day kids will be a factor, maybe they won't, but I'm not saying anything about children now because that is too far in the future. I'm just talking about what the kind of love you create. That's the child you create now. How you take care of that child, that's up to both of you. Okay, Cozy, I know you've been waiting a longer time here. I'm sorry, you should have said something. I was taking a while here. I was just babbling and didn't even realize you were in here with a reading ready. We're waiting to get up. Are you still here, Cozy? I'm so sorry. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time. Cozy, if you're here, please let me know. Cozy, let me know that you're here. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry if I took a little long for your reading there. Just felt like that had to come out for some reason. So I think that's what they needed to hear. So general reading for you, cleansing the cards off fresh and clean for you though. And don't let me forget you're next in line. You've already used your birthday privileges. You get 1 through 10 this time, Mr. Zeal. All right, Cozy, you want to know what the universe has to tell you today? A general reading for you. Here are your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. God cards, let me count. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 God cards right at the end there, Cozy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the 17th card. Yes, I guess they do. They must have something important to say. Warming my coffee up. Give me a second here. Coffee got cold. Okay, I'll give you your 13 shuffles today since I messed it up, okay? Let me get to this reading first and then we'll get to yours. Lots of green in this reading for you. Lots of growth coming your way there, Cozy. And you know it's time to release some of these things that you need to let go of. But they're not so bad, not so horrible of things you really need to let go of. They're just ideas or maybe dreams that you know right now aren't the most important to you. Maybe there's a couple of things you feel like you have to put on hold a little bit, but something that you definitely have to be free of to give yourself more time to do the things that are the most important things to you. So letting something be taken off of your shoulders, for say, you know, and you are trying to find this spiritual awakening too within yourself as well by releasing some of that which you've been holding in. Yeah, right. And now, where do I move this new place and new energies to? Because I know you're a beautiful flower. Now you must present that in an everyday way of thinking. You were thinking maybe I could be an ugly weed for a while, but now we need you to act like the flower you know you are. So no more acting out or acting above. We're going to be the person we are, but remind ourselves we are a delicate flower that can be plucked and put right back where we're started from if we aren't careful. So remind yourself to be a beautiful flower, but don't be so arrogant about it that you get yourself picked. Okay, that's why the most beautiful people in the world get picked and then they're never returned back to normal ever again. It's not about missing anything in your life. It's what you have yet to make happen. So if there is something that you really want to put those energies to, that's where those energies should go, into the thing you will create, the new thing you have that you want to do with life. That's where the energy should go, not the missing part of me that I'm still working on trying to find. That's not what's missing. The missing is the opportunity to go make something instead of wait for something to be there for us. We need to start to combine two different worlds together as one there, Cozy, by allowing us to make a simple but easy plan that we can follow. Maybe it's 10 steps of 10-step plan, maybe it's a 5-step plan. I'm not going to tell you how many steps you should make, but you have to make a plan. At least 2 steps makes an easy path. But you have the more steps you take, the more easier it is. Then you also have to be determined to get to the end of that path as quickly as you can possibly be without overtaxing the already energies that are going out there. But when you get to the end, instead of having to take a nice long rest, you'll take a medium rest to let it soak into your life. That's basically what's going on there. And just combining those two paths and learning to walk on that path and cutting through the last little bit of bullshit you have left to cut through, which is, at this point, dust off the shoulders kind of stuff, you know? So that's kind of what they're saying there. Let's find out what the gods have to say, Cozy. And this comes directly from your gods and guides here there, Cozy. You need to put the positive bubble back on yourself. It's time to walk in the joy and the happy. Allowing that personal bubble of positivity to surround you every day, all day long. That can't be punctured from the outside. It can only be punctured from the inside when you choose to do so. And you can put that bubble up as fast as you took it down. So remind yourself to walk in the joy, not in the sorrow. Allow that to be your personal bubble. Make sure you know the ingredients you want to put into that new foundation you want to start. I know you know your path. I know you started it, but don't forget to remind yourself that you wanted to put certain things into this new foundation in which you are setting. Remind yourself what those things are and carefully set them down so they make sense in your life. Then build walls to protect those things. Last but not least, throw down your defenses and embrace the new things that are coming your way. Don't let your old anxieties and fear stop you from the beautiful, embracing feeling you're about to achieve. The loving myself feeling, completely and totally owning my power and my path and my destiny and my fate, converging on my destiny line where I now become that which I see in my head and carve everything I've ever wanted into existence. Because as soon as I embrace that part of myself, I have been ignoring the part I've been protecting myself from feeling. Remind myself that I only protect myself from good things as well as bad things here. If I don't take down these defenses soon, I may lose opportunities for more embracing things to happen. Set a good foundation. Make sure you know what goes into that foundation. Walk in sunshine and enjoy. Let that be the bubble you walk around in. Message received. Zeal, your turn. 13 and what? You're welcome. What are your numbers? Hey, Sandy. Hey, I love it when you people use my emotes. It's getting too hot in here. You'll just have to deal with it. I gotta close this window up. I'm getting sick from the heat. Okay, what do we want to know for 13 and 13? Just a general? Thank you, Sunny, to you. I have green, but I have to beg my wife for it. Okay, here are your 13 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For his birthday, he wanted special numbers, and he said I didn't count right yesterday. So I'm giving him a redo on his birthday. He wanted to use 13 shuffles and the 13th card for his reading. But he didn't feel like I shuffled correctly, and repaying him back his birthday wish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. I know I counted right this time, so this is the last time till your next birthday I will do it. Pain in the beautiful, brilliant butt. Zeal, protect that which you made in the first place. Protect that which you made in the first place. Meaning that your foundation keeps you safe from the harm of this world. So, if you build the right kind of blocks surrounding you, with more positive blocks than negative blocks, like I want to keep this away from me, I want to keep that away from me, and allowing those positive blocks to be put in, like, let me feel more love, let me feel more appreciation, let me feel more appreciated of myself. Building on those blocks and building up those things to keep ourselves safe and move past the times that we have lived in up to this last point. Where, yeah, we kind of had to be the son of our own world a little bit. But I know you're the kind of person who washes away the sadness and depression pretty easily sometimes. But every once in a while it gets you, just like it gets all of us. But you're not going to live in that world. You refuse to live in that world. You break through those clouds, and you're very good about seeing the positive side of things. But every once in a while, we need to go through the sadness to let that stuff get out as well. It's not like you're not doing it, but maybe you need to let yourself go through some shit once in a while. And that's what makes up the bare essential ingredients for the kind of new elixir of life that you want to have for your journey going forward. What do you want to build and craft your life to be? How do you want it to taste? How do you want it to look? What ingredients are the most important ingredients to you to make this come together? It's going to take time because you're going to have to allow all these ingredients to mix together. Then you're still going to have to strain it out, and then you're going to be able to drink it. The only thing stopping you is you getting in your own way with all of those other things that you say, I can'ts and the I cans and the can'ts. You know, I'm not going to be able to's and all the bad voices in the head. I'm listening to those voices. Rather than listening to them, push them out of your way and let them roll down the hill behind you like little elves rolling down the hill, cartoon style, right into the ravine where they fill it all up together as one. Okay? Because the only person getting in your own way is you. And so that's why things aren't working the way that you want them to work right now. And if you did decide to stop pushing up this big ass boulder up a big ass hill, maybe you would get a little bit farther on building that new protective barrier you need to build and seeing through those clouds and building something new at the same time. And then your God wants me to tell you this as well. Start seeing your world for how it truly is. Start looking around at your world and just seeing how fortunate you truly are, because you don't know just how good you got it, buddy. And start to use all three of your eyes. The two that you were born with and the one you don't see on top of your head. It's called a third eye. It's where all of your instincts come from. Listen to those instincts. They might be guiding you the right way. Instead of listening to those fears and doubts, listen to the real voice in your head. There's your reading for today, Zeal. Seems like lately I've been getting really drained around 11 o'clock too. Clearing these cards off, drawing in my next set of energy for Seni. And clearing the cards off right now as we speak. 10 and 6, huh? General reading, I'm assuming, since you didn't ask for anything. Today, Pacific, I'm assuming it's just a general. I keep those rules for very specific reasons. You know, it's not to be mean to you or anything, but it keeps things moving. And if I change the rules every time, I know you are, but I'm just saying, just for anyone, I break the rules every once in a while for special people, for special moments, for special things. I don't do that on a regular basis. So if you got a reading for 13 cards out, consider that a very special gift. All right, here we go with your reading for 10 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you have a one God card response for you today, Sen. And your sixth card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth card is So what are their lovely words for you today? And we know that our gods do not always speak in loving words all of the time. Sometimes they have to be harsh words in order for us to get them. But this time it is loving messages, okay? First and foremost, they just want you to work on accepting yourself for who you've become up to this point. They don't throw any extra expectations on you. They're not expecting you to grow in any way new or different anymore. They want you to be okay with where you're at right now for now. Accept the world for how it truly is and live it and breathe it as life. That's what we need you to start to do more of. Well, I'm sorry, but you hold all the chips and you decide what to bet there, Elka. Don't give me the trying to play poker shit. It's been playing gin, rummy, poker, gambling, all of its time here. Jeez, get in line. All right, anyway. Anyway, getting back to you there, Sen. It's about what seeds you're about to plant next. Knowing this acceptance and taking this acceptance and growing it into something new and different. Because it's one thing to say we've accepted ourselves, it's one thing to do something about those things. And actually feed those things and grow those things and make those things be something healthy in our lives. We know this. Yeah, nature isn't being nice to anybody right now. I'm sorry you're in that situation, by the way. We'll talk a little bit about it when it's your turn. But, Sen, you have to claim the power that you choose to wield. You go to the universe expects something in return. You know what it expects. It expects you to give up on all of those old bad patterns. It expects you to give up on those old fears. It expects you to walk away from that old bad path onto a brilliant, beautiful new path. And you must walk that walk and talk that talk every day, no matter how bad it is. I must own that power and say, I earned the right to live my life the way I want to live it. I still have to go out there and experience it because everyone's living the same journey I am. A free will, choice by choice experience that leads me to a fulfillment of a life well lived. Well, that can only be determined by one and only one person, you. And we can only do so much for you. You must own the power and not just be an existing person anymore. You must be the person. You can't just exist as it anymore. You must be the person now and forever. And that's what they need you to understand, to bring this acceptance back into your heart. All of it. Every last thing that means anything to you and doesn't mean anything to you. Love all of it. Accept it all for what it truly is. Find a new seed to plant in that garden and grow and take care of those seeds. One physical good thing, one mental good thing, one spiritual good thing. You can start to grow better in your life. That's all the universe is ever asking you to do. Then own that power and feed your plants and watch them grow. If you don't feed them, they won't grow. If you don't own your power and don't say and do what you say you're going to do, it will not work out. Stop existing as an idea and become that which you wish to be. And last but not least you are the sky in your world, not the rain that happens to it. For God's sakes, you choose what emotions to show and not to show. Maybe it's time for the flood to come. Maybe it's time for the light, happy rain that people can dance and sing in. Ask Elka right now. Water can be a cruel mistress at times, but when it's nice and light and happy, it can soak in. But we do need that deluge every once in a great blue moon. But we get too much of a deluge, well, we drown. Elka, I'm so sorry to hear about your situation, and basically on floating boats right now living. I told you it was both the most loving heart. And look, they even came to show you acceptance again. Jesus Christ. Said, nope, got to show her again. I know you will. And I think it was more of confirmation than anything for you. More of a confirming message than a questioning message. It's just kind of saying, yeah, all right, let me call her on her shit a tiny bit, but not so harsh kind of a deal, you know? Because we know who's in charge of our path and our journey. That would be hilarious. You can share that on the Discord if you would like. Share that in general chit chat or a sharing stuff section, whichever one you want to share it in. Let me know where you all you put that so I can go look at it later. And what are your numbers and question of the day? Almost trapped in a bottle, floating in the ocean, going dinky, dinky, dinky. I think the whole water situation will start to get a little bit easier because as it's starting to dry up now and all the rest of the country is starting to waken up, so are a lot of those water resources going to go to other places that need the water too. So, yeah, he will. We all know nature will be a dick from time to time, so eventually, it will come down to, we just got to give it the time to correct, you know? There's nothing we can do about it. It fixes itself when it fixes itself. There's only so much we can do unless we're willing to build a whole new dam to stop it, which will take time to fix. And by that time, the problem will have been solved. You know, maybe they need to think about building a higher structure if they get floods like that every year in that area. Maybe we need to build some kind of a wall and structure that's way more than they actually need. I don't know. I don't know what kind of you're living in and stuff, you know. So I'm making a general guess of what you're going through. Okay? Yeah, and emergency situations are going to happen. You said 5 and 15 for you? 1, 2, 3. That was 3, 4, and 5. And the 15th card. It was just a general reading for you today, right, Alka? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And the 15th card is on top. And if that link doesn't work for some reason, let me know, okay? I will go into my Discord and I will get the right invite link if something happens to it. Because every once in a while I think I accidentally press a button or something that recycles it and I have to start all over with a brand new code. And I've tried to set it up for the never expire thingy a couple of times, but I've had to reset that bitch a couple of times because it wasn't working. As long as it brings you to my server, it works. That's all it needs to do is bring you to my server. I only have one private channel on there, and that's for private readings. So, okay. Thank you very much. Let me know. All right, back into your reading though, and it was just a general reading for today. If it's different than that, please let me know. Well, you know this is going to be hard path for you. You're in that situation where you have to dig deep, and dig deep you must, because you don't have an option to fail here. Failure means being lost along with all the other people who lost their lives and stuff. At least you're not that. At least you know that you've made it through the hardest part. Now comes the calm after the storm, when things start to subside and start to become a little easier day by day by day. There are some still obstacles in our way. Just be determined to keep your home, your place of what you're doing, as safe as you can, and deal with it when it finally subsides. We hope we took the right kinds of insurances, and we hope we've taken the right kind of protections for ourselves. But flooding is one of the most rarest things to happen in this world, so people don't always protect themselves from the flooding. But I kind of feel like you might be one of those kind of people who takes things into account. Hey, if the worst comes to happen, I want to be covered for anything. Of course, if the world ends, I can't be covered for that, okay? Okay, there's no end of the world clause. Okay, the judgment is happening, everyone's floating to heaven. There's no clause for that. You need to listen to the inner voices inside you telling you exactly what you need to be doing. Those are the voices you need to hear. They're trying to help you, lead you to the right answers. So, in your mind's eye, take a breath in, really deep, imagine what you need, and ask for it. Then will it to become so. We will guide you the rest of the way to what you seek. You must pay attention to the signs we send you, though. You have to see yourself making it past this. You cannot see yourself existing as a failure or this ending in failure. Get your mind out of the bad place and get it into seeing itself existing as the we survived, we overcame, we endured. You know communities are going to come to help you after everything is settled down. You know the Red Cross is going to be there. You know the military will be there of some sorts. You know people and programs that are out there designed to bring those emergency situations to those emergency places are there for a reason. I don't care if you're in a nation country that doesn't normally get help. I'm pretty sure if it's severe enough, the United States will step in to say, hey, we can help you a short bit. It's all about you re-embracing now that your world's been utterly destroyed and you can't get back in a cage. That was your cage. Now you're being forced out, aren't you? Literally. What do you have to embrace now? The newfound freedom and freedom of choice, because now you get to make your future be whatever you want it to be. No one can tell you what it was because the past has literally washed away. Please forgive me for that bad pun. Let me check the old Discord. Maybe we'll pull it up on screen here and watch it with everybody. As long as it's TOS appropriate, we can do that. General chat. Okay, let me check it out. Oof. Okay, we can show that. Alright, give me a second here. I have to see about doing something here. Hey, Alka, is it alright to share this with everybody?
No, no, no.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it was okay first before showing it. Now I just gotta get the right thing to pause. I gotta pause it first, and then I gotta get a new window that lets me capture that specific window only. Okay, why isn't this working? No, not that. There we go. All right. All right, we can all see this on the screen now, guys. All right, we're all good. We can see it on the screen. All right, we're going to play this clip from Alka, who we're not going to say where she lives or what she's... Okay, so it's in Italy. Well, we're not going to tell you exactly where in Italy for her protection, just because we want to keep everyone safe. So, I'd like to see them make you do anything. Okay, so we're going to play this clip for you guys. Here we go, and I'll try to maximize it for you. Yeah, I'd be telling my boss to go fuck himself, honestly. I'm sorry. I can't come into work right now. The roads are flooded. Oh, what am I going to do? Fire me because the roads are flooded and it's dangerous to come to work? No, not doing that. Not endangering my life so you can make money. That's what I would be telling this person. Go. Alright, there was video number 1. Ah, come on, you mousy. Don't do this to me now. Okay, there was video number 1. Here comes video number 2. We'll just kind of watch this one on the short screen now. Now, do you wanna give us any kind of back screen or backtrack of what's going on in any of these videos, like any kind of like, can you explain what you're currently going through? Is this on your way to work, or is this on your way to class, or what is this? What are we going towards, and what are we seeing in this video, or something that you can explain there? Whatever you're willing to share, of course, Alka. Yeah, it just starts coming on the bus. That's just sad. I mean, that's a safety concern. That's not a I need to earn money concern. You just tell your employee to stay the F home until the water's done. No one's going to go to your business anyway. I'm sorry, that's just bullshit there. That's pure unadulterated bullshit. I'm sorry you had to be put through that. I'm sorry about your situation in there. Yeah, I bet that had to be kind of scary too. You're going down the road, no water, no water, no water, and then all of a sudden water, and you're thinking, I'm in this big metal box that can sink to the bottom. I'm going to drown here. That's what goes through your head, not the, oh, the stupid bus has got some water coming in it. That's not the crazy part. Oh my God, I could drown because of this shit. Was it really worth going to school for this bitch? No. I would have said, well, then, you know what? COVID proved to us we can teach classes from our homes, so we can do that for the day. I'm going to stay home from school today. I'm not putting my life in danger for your ass. And if you make me, I will sue your ass. I don't know if that's how it works in your country, but that's how it would work in mine. They couldn't force you to go anywhere. And like I said, I don't know the rules and things that you are working on, honestly. So I can't even understand how it is. Crypto, throw me your numbers and your question. God cards out are automatic. That was very interesting. Thank you for sharing with us, Alka. And our hearts go out to everyone who's being affected by the flooding in Italy. I'm going to say that's where it is. May your local area be drained fast and easy. May everyone be back in their homes and back to their businesses as quickly, as humanly, and as naturally possible. Hey, I see you, D. Let me do the old cleansing shuffle thing. You're welcome, Elka. Remember, Italy's not like it's got, Europe is going to help you. A bunch of the nations around you are pretty friendly with you guys. You're going to get better. Well, like I said, I wasn't feeling so great this morning, and I wasn't even sure I was going to stream this long. But I'm starting to feel better throughout the day. And we're out of green now, or not out of green, but I'm on to emergency only stash, which means I can't get any more green for a couple more days. So I have to go take my other crap, you know? Yeah, but they still have more resources than you do right now. That's all I'm saying. And trust me, if America sees Italy's not doing so well, we'll send our resources that way too. And don't be afraid to all of you ask for our help either. Okay, sometimes it's the local communities that said, please come help us. Anybody help us, that get the most help sometimes. It's the personal stories that drive us to want to give to people. We are a very giving nature at heart, you know. So it's the aftermath that kills you. It's the aftermath. It's not the flooding. It's what happens to you after you realize you can't get any of it back. Well, then, like I said, you have a day or two to deal with it, and then, okay, you'll be back to normal. Yeah, I agree with you. If it was a longer term, I would see them doing all of that for you, but I agree. It has to be a little bit more fortunate. Okay, let's get to, I'm sorry that your bordered people aren't nicer than that, Alka. I wish they would send you aid to where you're at. I'm gonna do Crypto's reading now. And how does Stephen feel about her? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th card. One God card for you today. There, crypto. And the fifth card is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth card is. Well, when the next time you stream, or I know you stream sometimes, do a fundraiser for you in your local community, and you can set up a fundraiser for yourself. And if you told people you needed help, there would be a lot of kind people here on Twitch who would help you. So just know that if I can offer any of my assistance, I will do the very best I can. If you give me your information of where to send you money, a GoFundMe account, anything that's free for you to do in your country, do that. Give us a way to send money to you, and then we'll do the best that we can. At least we can help with some things getting not maybe repaired, but fixable. Hopefully you don't have to live, insurance will take care of most of it. It's the day-by-day stuff until you can get things fixed that sucks you in. It's not the other stuff. So, and here we go with your reading there. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Crypto, though, my friend. You deserve your anger. You deserve your hate sometimes. You deserve that pain and anguish sometimes. You deserve to have these feelings. You deserve, and they should be felt. We don't always deal with the most fluffy, bunniest of emotions inside. We deal with a myriad of emotions, everything from extreme happiness to extreme sadness, and some in between of those that don't make any sense to anybody whatsoever. We always say to ourselves, why am I feeling like this? Well, there's a part of ourselves we haven't expressed yet, and maybe it's anger at ourselves for what we haven't done with our lives, or angry at other people for what they've done to our lives, or maybe it's anger about anything that's happened in our general life. But it's all about releasing it, isn't it? About letting it go and letting it be final. The last time I will let that person hurt me like that. The last time I will allow anybody to do that thing that they once did to me. There's a line in the sand you draw, and you break your plate, and you say, no more will I follow these dumb rules. And that's what you do when you break that plate. You break the stupid rules that you had to live by that weren't really good rules to live by. We must take an easier path going forward. It must be something that we have to, sorry, I'm bad at puns. But we have to start to make a plan that's easier for us to follow. One that can be one that we can actually obtain, and one that we can actually reach. That means making it 5 steps or 10 steps if that's what it needs to take. Because we can't say it's only 3 steps anymore. It's got to take a little bit longer to let it develop, and allowing yourself to stretch it out a little bit longer so that it's not so taxing on you anymore. Don't keep throwing out the defenses you've been used to, because that's the only thing stopping you from your own happiness. You need to melt away those barriers, not put those defenses back up. We need to utilize the water that we used to crystallize ourselves with, our fears, our anxieties, and doubts, and melt them away so we can grow again to an even bigger, healthier tree, because it's spring and it's time to grow again. You must use this as the catalyst to ignite your future into being better. In other words, you are the only one who can now say, what I've been through has been bad enough, but I'm not going to just take that from the universe. I'm going to use what they've given me to strike my match against that grain so that I can spark myself into the future I do want. And that's what's being asked of you now, is to take back that control, where you utilize what's been given to you and you use it to strike a new light forward. And the only way you can do that is if you can move past whatever past emotional damage you've done to yourself, whatever emotional hurt you've done to yourself. And we need you to make a plan to do that. Then allow your self-defense mechanisms to go down and allow the healing to begin. And igniting a new path, making new rules with new conditions that we can actually live under. And you wanted to know about whether or not I'm trying to get back to that question here real quick here. But I didn't see a question, so I'm picking it out as a general here. And I'm looking back up. That was the general reading. Just making sure I got it. Okay, so let's take that. That's what I thought I misunderstood something there. So how does he feel about you in that context, right? He thinks you need to let go of the past and let go of the past hurt. Yeah, and I suddenly realized that. And same things apply though. You have to let go of the hurt that was once there, move on from it, and make a plan to bring you closer together, one you both do together, one you both plan together. Stop letting your defenses be around one another. Take those down. He wants to do that with you, and this is how he feels about you. He feels that you need to let go of some of the anger or hurt or whatever. You have to start to make an easier plan for him to follow, because he can't follow along. And now he's let down his defensives, so he's ready to start to grow again, because he's utilizing that to make his future be brighter. I think that could mean that. How this makes me understand of how he feels about you, though. Imagine you are him. You still see someone hanging on to the past, not willing to move forward by making the path easier for themselves, and not going back into the old bad pains again and steep out the old bad things. If he did that to you, how would you be received? Okay? So that's what I'm saying here is, don't do those things and you won't be received it that way. Let down your defenses. Make a plan with him, not for him. Let go of the past, whatever it is, and move on. Yeah, I think he's changed. He's changed because you have changed. You're not the same people you used to be. Accept yourselves for who you are. Acceptance. Accept yourself for who you are. Accept him for who he is. Well, you don't want the old hubba hubba back. You want the brand new hubba hubba. You don't want the old him back. Trust me, that's not what you want. You want the new and improved hubba hubba. But you'll have to accept that new being for who that is now, not who they used to be. Don't go falling in love with another dream of him. Fall in love with the real him, not the dream of him. That means you have to be vulnerable. That means you have to allow him to see you're broken. That means you have to allow him to see the icky scum you don't want him to see on the bottom of your feet, Crypto. What else do you need to know, Zeal? 1 through 10. 1 through 52. Let me do a cleansing shuffle for you, Zeal. I'm closing the queue down. I'm done. I'm done after this one. Not against you, Zeal. It's just my energy starting to... I've been noticing that I can do about 2 hours now with this new energy that I'm feeling. And then I start to feel drained. And I can't seem to recoup the spoons for it.
Rainbows never fade, where the journey now begins. Have faith it finds in me, and I hope to set you free. Never a stranger, we're connected deep within.
Okay, so, well, it's my stream, my rules, so haha, too bad, so sad. 9 and 13 is your chosen number, and your second question of the day was, because I gave you a general reading, so do you have a question? I'm assuming you did, because you asked for a second reading.
The darkest of the nights, hold on tight, we'll chase away the doubts and fears. With every step we take, wiping away the falling tears. Colors of hope, swirling in the sky, we'll reach for the stars, no matter how high. And
1,
we'll chase
2,
away the pain
3,
in this
4,
moment
5,
where rainbows never wane.
6, 7. That one really ran away. Remind me what number I'm on. I gotta move shit. That one really went far. Any others down there? No. What number was I on? Okay. Number 7. Thank you for that. 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card. All right, what are the universe trying to tell you there, Zeal friend? So, Zeal, what I'm feeling is that you've already embraced a whole new world. Why go back to the world that didn't want to work with you before? So, escaping from whatever cage you may have put yourself in the past, staying out of the cage and remaining in the freedom to choose your path going forward and making new, better choices for yourself. This card usually means that you have to acknowledge that old cage, decide you no longer want to be in that cage anymore, take out the key that's been in your pocket the entire time, and then you use it. I closed down the queue. I'm on my last reading for today there, 9. Zeal took the last one of the day, so moving on to what I was saying, and that means recognizing the bad patterns of your life and saying, nope, I'm not doing this to myself anymore, walking out of that cage door, saying, I'm never going back in there, throwing the key into the center of that ring where that key and the bed are in the center. It can't be reached by anybody or anything anymore. And that means you can't get back in there. Now that we have to exist in this life and we're being asked to do these new things, we have to start to walk into what we believe can be. And that means even though we walk without direction or guidance, we have to trust that we can make whatever we want to happen exist in our lives. We just have to have a clear vision of what that is. Moving that into a place where family is now going to be important to us and finding our truest family. That means calling out to the universe and saying, I'm ready to share my journey with people. And that doesn't mean putting expectations on them or any more expectations. You don't necessarily need to be the leader of this group or the follower of this group. You just need to be there as a part of them. And acknowledging that that loyalty means something. And acknowledging that that part of you belongs to them just as much as they belong to you. Because it feels like it is the truest family you do belong to. And then relearning the lessons I have yet to learn. If I'm not willing to learn the lesson the universe wants to teach me, I will relearn it. I will keep relearning it until I have learned my lesson enough till I start making new, different decisions. Are you ready to learn something new and different, or do you need to learn something new and different about the things I've said? That's up for you to decide. And last but not least, and last card of the day for you is guilt. It might not be the kind of guilt you're thinking of, but if it does have something to do with you feeling guilty for something you've done in the past, acknowledge what you've done, forgive yourself for what you've done, and move on from what you've done. Whether you're thinking you may have surpassed other people and you feel guilty for leaving people behind, don't. They were meant to be left behind because you were meant to go forward and more brilliantly beautiful. So whatever association with that word means to you, it's just a stage you're going through. It's not the end of the world. I have to get rid of some weird boxes that are still on my computer. Because it's like, where are all my other things here? So guys, I am starting to travel to some other place, some other time, some other way. We're going to go find someone to throw our love to. So we're about to raid out for today. If you do me one very simple thing, come along for the ride, spend at least 5 to 10 minutes in the person I raid to stream. If you decide after that you don't want to follow him, you don't want to do anything for him, I give you that. Go self-care, of course, if you need to do that after stream. And if all else fails, thank you very much for everything you've done for me. Thank you for the subscriptions, the love, the trust, everything you've given me, guys. You are the reason I do what I do. I try to do the best thing and best job by you every day. Alright? Yeah, I know, Daz, you came in at the wrong time. I'm just energied out right now, so I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, So I know I'm good. I'm just trying to find someone to go throw some love to today. I'm looking on my friends list to see who's on right now, who I haven't shown a lot of love and affection for recently. Maybe I go choose a tiny streamer. Maybe I go pay some love back to somebody else. I'm not seeing any of my youngsters on right now. So that means, I could go to some. Okay, what do we want? Do we want to go win money? Do we want to go hang with someone really laid back and cool? Or do we want to go watch a some random stream where I just scroll and pick something? What are we in the mood for today? Okay, we'll go there. Come on, copy the name. Just copying the name first. I haven't even gotten there yet, D. I'm still trying to copy her name. You're never going to see that here. I'm not capable of shaking my booty. I have back issues. That's why I don't move around a lot on stream. Sorry, not happening, my friend. I know you did, D. It's just a matter of me getting on copying and pasting it right, you know? There, that's where we're going to go to next, and that's why I want to make sure I know where I'm going first. Alright, we'll go check her out then. They're a new tarot reader. I've never seen them before, never been a part of them before. I'm going to go check out their energy and see what they're all about then, okay? So let's go show this person some extra love. Throw into your chat, if you're a non-subscriber, copy and paste that message. If you're a subscriber, copy and paste the second message. Throw them a lot of love either way. Go spend 5 to 10 minutes in their stream before you just snap judgment on that. We're going to start our raid call now. So as we start to begin today, we will go off there. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.